I got fired today at work. It was great. Well, the funny thing is they brought me into a meeting last week, like asking my side of the story. And I'm like, I mean, we talked about hunting. We talked about music. I said, and they're like, well, what about a phone number? I was like, oh, I asked her for a phone number. They're like, so you repeatedly asked? I said, no, I just asked her for her phone number. She said she had a husband. I was like, and we just kind of laughed it off. And I was like, yeah, no, never mind then. And they're like, well, you looked at her in a sexual way too. I was like, not that I recall. And I don't really know how that works, but all right. And so then I go, then they brought that up a few times. They're like, but you got her number, right? And I'm just like, no, I did not get her number. I asked her for it, and I never asked her to. Like, they kept bringing that up, and I'm like, all right. And so they let me work this entire week, and then they cut me out an hour and a half early on a fucking Friday. And
I'm sorry.
so I got fired. This is the funny part. So Lucas, the like main HR guy, he's kind of emotionless in general, but I looked at him because they had to walk me all the way in my car. I'm like, yeah, I'll probably have another job by tomorrow. And he kind of had like a slight like
Switching sides.
negative look about him, like he wasn't happy that I was going to be able to get a job that quickly. But it wasn't like bad, right? It wasn't like he was sobbing or anything, but he had like a little downer look, like he wasn't going to be able to hold one over me, you know? And so I get to my
back out.
Oh, back up. So I get to my car. I call my dad. I'm like, all right, pull your string, get me in. He goes, okay. And I applied somewhere else, and then I texted my buddy. I said, hey, I hope you're feeling better because I got fired. He calls me right away. He's like, dude, okay. He goes, a kid your age just quit. He goes, just put in his 2 weeks notice, so I'll be able to get you in 2 weeks. He goes, it's a really boring job, though. I'm like, you have no idea what I fucking did. And so I'm going to be getting paid more money, benefits, everything. And all I got to do is walk around and check fire extinguishers, smoke detectors, and fire alarms. He's like, dude, you had me stressing there. He goes, I had to pull over on the side of the road and grab a fucking beer. I go, I thought you quit drinking beer. He goes, well, I did, but I cut back. So he's like, I cut back because I can handle 6 beers for breakfast. Well, and then one of my other friends, like at work, she goes, because I didn't tell anybody this whole week what was going to happen. And she goes, so what happened? And so I went over to her house because she just lives down the road from me. And I pulled in, and as soon as she see me, she's like, that's fucking stupid, it's fucking bullshit. And I'm like, whoa there, sister. And I told her what happened. She's like, really, this fucking bullshit. She's like, there's a guy with a swastika fucking tattoo on him. They don't tell him. People are making out in front of the fucking cameras. They don't get in trouble. And you're like, you over here asking for a girl's number, you get fired. I go, and I started cracking jokes, you know, laughing, you know, I'm just having a great time. Like, I don't give a fuck. And she's like, how are you having a good time? I was like, because I hated that job. I wanted out in the worst fucking way. I just wanted to find something better. And she's like, well, who the fuck am I going to talk to at work now? I was like, I don't know, fucking know. But I tell you what I would do. She goes, what's that? I go,
to the girl that fucked you over.
She's like, oh yeah, she said that. She goes, if I ever have to be partnered with that girl or she comes to first shift, I'm going to kick her fucking ass. You know, I don't give a fuck. And yeah, her name's Sierra Dulong, so take that for how you want. So me and this other girl though, we're talking about shit for a couple hours tonight. She's just so fucking frustrated about the situation. I was like, I'm not worried about it. I told her, I go, this is what you do though, because there's a couple loudmouth people that just talk, you know, make up their own stories and everything. And I go, what you got to do is get each one of them alone while you're at work and tell them each a different story. And that way they start telling everybody a different story. And then when they put it together that you've been telling them a different story, that's when you go, well, Kelby's just a fucked up individual. I mean, what do you want? What do you expect? And just play it off. And they'll believe you because they know we're good friends. And she's like, I can't do that. I was like, you have to do it. It's my one last joke and my best joke I'm ever going to have. I'm not even going to be able to see it. I was like, you gotta stir that fucking pot like you're a witch in the 1800s. Just brew that fucking shit. I'll get worried if like all the strings that I pull don't end up working out, but they should work out, you know.
Right.
So I'm not too worried about it. Plus, I worked a whole week this week, so I still got a whole another week of fucking paycheck coming in.